This is how the grid then lines up for pre-final in terms of juniors. The man who was quickest yesterday and the most wins in the heats sees Thomas Brining start from pole position. It's going to be his close contender in the championship, Max Timmermans, to line up alongside. Row 2 then has Richard Verschoor and Marcus Armstrong. Row 3 has another championship contender, Dean McDonald, with Alex Quinn, who's impressed pretty well so far this weekend. He starts high up on the grid for this one. Row 4 is then Jean-Baptiste Simonauer and Jack McCarthy. Row 5, last time winner at Zuera, Dave Wooder, is alongside Jordan Brown-Nutley. Back on row 6, we see Mick Vishofer and Max Hoffer. Row 7, 13th place for Denis Mavlinov and Adrian Renadan alongside. Row 8, with a penalty yesterday, Maurizio van der Laan drops down the grid a little bit further. He's got Enzo Corsamao alongside. Row 9 is then Gianfranco Massaferro and Nazim Asman. Marta Garcia and Ida Cohen on row number 10. Further back, we've got Daniel Luco and Luke Ibanez. Row 12 is Nicholas Scholl and Jacob Bazell. Marco McCarthy and Keenan Santoso on row 13. On row 14 is Louis Ferdinand Simonauer and Adam Heichel, and the ones this morning that made it through the second chance heat and will join the back of the grid for this pre-final. 29th place for Dzinas Slavinsky, Ayrton Simmons alongside. Row 16, Emilian Carde and Matthew Solacek, and row number 17, the final row, Padana Manang and Finley Hutchinson. Here we go then with juniors. Here's Chris Hartley with the start of the race.
Thanks very much, Matt. Tommy Brining then has the advantage. Loads of good luck messages coming in for the juniors. We'll go through those before the final when we've got more time on the grid. We'll read them all out. We'll let the drivers know what you say as well. So we'll read those out before the finals. So keep them coming in on RGMMC TV. But lots of good luck messages coming in. Now, though, it's all down to the drivers. The teams have done what they can. It's now down to the drivers. It's down to luck. It's down to the next 10 minutes or so as we get the junior pre-final underway. First time, Thomas Brining leads the way. Richard Verschoor has tucked into second place. Dean McDonald third. We got a moment in the middle of the pack. We got 3 or 4 off at turn 1 further back, pointing in the wrong direction. So 1 or 2 spinning completely. Others being delayed, but at the head of the pack, it's Brining who's had the perfect start. Richard Verschoor is a championship contender, trying to come at him though. Dean McDonald lost a place or so, I think, on the run into turns 1 and 2, and there's more clattering a bit further down the order on the way down through the chicane. But oh, somebody runs wide there, up from that lead group, right on the far side of the circuit at turn 6. I'll try and pick them out when they come back around. It's right over in the distance from the commentary box, but we lost one from about 5th or 6th place. It's got going again, but lost a stack of places out there on the grass. So dramatic stuff here, as we've come to expect from the juniors in this 9-lap race. But at the head of the field, it's the driver who leads on drop scores, Thomas Brining, who had a perfect score yesterday of 3 wins out of 3. Then it's Verschoor. Simonauer is third. And then in 4th place, it's Dean McDonald. So Dean is 4th. And then it looks like Dave Wooder in 5th place. It might well have been Armstrong. Matt reckons Marcus Armstrong that was the one that ran wide up at turn 6. And he's come through bang in the middle of the pack. And it's 3 abreast for 4th place here. Changes down at turn number 2. And it's Dave Wooder with the blue suit and the orange helmet that gets through. And Alex Quinn follows him. Both of them get past their fellow Brit, Dean McDonald. So those 3 British drivers having a big scrap, 4th, 5th and 6th. At the head of the field from Austria, it's Thomas Brining that leads. From Holland, it's Richard Verschoor in 2nd. And from France, here in his home country, having his best weekend of the season so far, is Jean-Baptiste Simonauer. He's way, way, way down the championship, but he's on fire here at Salisbury. Those 3 are at the head of the field. There's a bit of a gap then to 4th, 5th and 6th, all huddled together. Mavlinov is 7th. At the end of the first lap, Brown-Nutley was 8th. McCarthy was 9th and Wieshofer was 10th, and Armstrong settled into 15th place after that moment early on.
The racing is so good today, but it sees up front Tommy Brining who leads the way. Richard Verschoor, the man chasing him on track and also in the championship as well. They work their way through the final corner. Last time separated by 0.6 of a second. This time round the gap comes down gradually there between the two as they make their way through turn 1 and move there for 4th place. Alex Quinn ahead of Dave Wooder at turn 1, and Dave Wooder fights straight back down at turn number 2. He doesn't want that to take place, so he gets straight back ahead of Alex Quinn. Dave Wooder 4th, Alex Quinn 5th, and still at the back of it, Dean McDonald. Fairly slow start for Dean, but now trying to work his way closer towards the front in this one. If he can get a good run through the chicane here, he may have a chance of challenging down at turn number 6. He'll think about it, but the door is shut there by Alex Quinn. But the top 6 so far have broken away in this one. 7th place is Jordan Brown-Nutley. Denis Mavlinov is up there in 8th place. 9th place is Jack McCarthy, and 10th place is that of Mick Vishofer. We did mention mention as well, Marcus Armstrong, poor start to the race. As Chris said, he was off down there at the exit of turn number 6, and he's dropped from his very good starting position all the way down to 17th place, and there may be well damage on that kart. So we'll see if he can make any more progress, or if he's going to be dropping like a stone in this junior pre-final. But the top 6 on the way down to the final corner once more. They'll start now lap number 3 of the race, and we'll see what's going to happen this time between the front 3. It looks pretty much equidistant between those. It's for 4th place where we need to be looking, because again Dave Wooder is under attack. Here comes Alex Quinn. He tries to get down the inside, which he does at turn 2. He gets the move sorted. Can Dean McDonald follow through? Not quite. He tried to get onto the tail of Dave Wooder. It didn't quite work there, so he remains in 6th place. There's one, in fact 2 off in the gravel at turn number 2. Try and work out who they are for you. But in the meantime, top 6 again through the chicane, and it's Dane McDonald who is really on a charge now. Can he make a move on our 5th place man, Dave Wooder? No, he can't. So Dave Wooder doing fairly well. Not as good as he went last time out here at Zalbury, and of course Zoera last time out, he was very, very good indeed. But Tommy Preining still leads. 2nd is Richard Verschoor. 3rd place then is number 16, which is Louis Ferdinand Simonauer, and then behind that we see the likes of Dave Wooder, Alex Quinn and Dean McDonald.
Yeah, the 2 off in the gravel were 43 Corsimo and 88 Wieshofer, who were 10th and 11th. So Tommy Preining leads the way. Not that far clear though, Richard Verschoor. In 3rd place, Jean-Baptiste Simonauer, looking for his best result of the season so far. Alex Quinn in 4th place now, the Dairy Crest sponsored driver, with Toby watching back home in Cornwall, Granny's on the internet watching back home in Northern Ireland, all cheering him on. This is his best equal result in a pre-final, Alex. He's been 4th before. He's in 4th place now. Can he get his first podium of the day in the final later on? He's got every chance, but at the moment he's got a bit of work to do to catch those ahead. A gap to try and close. In 4th position, we've got Dave Wooder, who had a bit of a mixed day yesterday, but he kept in the fight, and he's looking quick here. Dean McDonald there in 6th position, leading the championship on overall points, but not leading the championship on drop scores. He's got to try and make up a 12-point deficit when you count the drop scores on Tommy Preining. So this is going the way of the Austrian at the moment. Mavlanov and Brown Nutley battling for 7th and 8th, with Jack McCarthy just behind in 9th. Max Timmermans down in 10th place. Haven't really talked too much about Max, but from the outside line in the first few corners, he dropped back as we see a change for a 3rd on the way into turn 10. First time of asking. Alex Quinn down the inside, and he gets ahead of Jean-Baptiste Simonauer. So it's now into 3rd place for Alex Quinn, and this is on course for his best ever finish in a final at the Euro Challenge. Of course, it's only his first season. He's had a tremendous rookie season here, and he's up to 3rd and looking really good. Said to me earlier in the weekend that this, of all the new circuits he's learned this year, this one is his favourite, and it shows. So Quinn up to 3rd, Simonauer falling back already in 4th place. Wooder and McDonald sort of equidistant in 5th and 6th positions. The fastest lap has also gone to Alex Quinn, so he's got the fastest lap of the race here, but controlling things at the front, Matt, it's Tommy Preining half a second clear of Richard Verschoor.
Yep, he's got it steady at the minute, hasn't he? Tommy Preining is doing a great job ahead of Richard Verschoor, but where did that move come from for Alex Quinn? It was kind of out of nowhere. He just dived onto the back of Jean-Baptiste Simonauer, and he finds himself now in 3rd place. He's got clear track ahead of him. Can he now start to close down the top to it? Looks like he's got the speed. He carries that on towards turn number 10 now, and he's getting closer and closer as they hit the brakes in towards the left-hander. So top 3 bunching themselves by the looks of it back together in this one. There's just going to be 3 laps to go at the end of this lap as they come through the final corner back onto the start-finish line. Thomas Preining leads now Richard Verschoor by an extended margin, 0.6 of a second. Alex Quinn is still 3rd, 4th place for Jean-Baptiste Simonauer, and Dave Wooder behind him. Dean McDonald not too far separated as well. So we'll see if Dean can make a move to get himself inside the top 5. There's contact further back there. It looks like Brown Nutley has made contact with Jack McCarthy possibly.
No, it's Max Timmermans. Max Timmermans having a go at the inside to get 9th place into turn 2. He got the move, he got alongside, but then on the way out of the corner they made contact. Timmermans delayed, and Jordan Brown Nutley was having a great race, one of his best so far this season in the gravel, and wheeling the cart back onto the track way down the order now, I'm afraid. So that was Max just trying to come back through the order. So that means McCarthy will be on his own now in 8th place, and it should put Konstantin Scholl having a good run here up into the top 10 in this race with 2 laps and change remaining. Thomas Preining, he's not being caught, but he's not pulling away either. The one to watch here is the driver in 3rd place. Alex Quinn is the quickest driver on the track at the moment. He was 6/10 of a second down on Richard Verschoor in second place. That gap now comes down to just 3/10 of a second. So he's right on the tail. You got Simenow in fourth under pressure, as well as Alex Quinn goes for it. Second place. Alex goes second now with a great move up the inside into turn 2. This is where he's been pulling all of his moves off. We got one going slowly in the middle of the track who's had problems as well. That is the number 26 cart. So that's out of action, it seems, and dropping down the order like a stone, I'm afraid, for Finlay Hutchinson, who come through from the second chance heat. He made some good progress in that race, but drops down the order now. And Alex Quinn there with that move to get second place. Can he catch Tommy Prining? If he keeps going like this, he's got a chance, hasn't he? Because he's absolutely flying at the minute, Alex Quinn. Tommy Prining has just controlled things from this whole race, really, from the start of the race. But Alex Quinn, no doubt about it, he's the quickest driver on the track. He's already pulled away from Richard Verschoor. While all that was going on, Dave Wooder did get into fourth place ahead of Jean-Baptiste Simenow. Still in sixth position is Dean McDonald, rounding the last corner to start the last lap of the race. Then Prining goes through 63.8. Quinn goes through 63.5. He's 3/10 quicker, even with the overtake. He might just do this. The only negative thing is that the best overtaking opportunities seem to be on the first half of the lap. Although that said, Matt, the way he's reeling Tommy Prining in, he might have a chance here.
This is going to be very interesting indeed. Is Tommy Prining going to be beaten in this pre-final? Alex Quinn has definitely got the pace. Not that he had it quite yesterday. Right towards the end of the day, he progressed in his heats, but he started high up and dropped down. In this one, he started a little bit lower down, and he's worked his way to the front. So this is fantastic driving from Alex Quinn. Second at the minute. As you said, only half a second back from Tommy Prining going on to the last lap. Down towards turn number 8 they now go, and they are near enough within touching distance. They come through the fast right-hander back into our view. They'll then head once more. Can Alex Quinn go for a move? It's going to have to be at turn 10, I think. Otherwise, it's out of the question. Unless he can dive at the final corner. They're nearly touching as they come down towards the right-hander. Tommy looks behind him, but I think Tommy's going to hold on for this junior pre-final win as he rounds himself through the final corner. Tommy has done it now for the third time this year, only just so, as Alex Quinn pulled right alongside at the line. He was celebrating far too early there, was Tommy, and he won by 30 thousandths of a second.
Yes, he almost gave it away there, didn't he? Punch in the air. I don't think he realised Alex Quinn was right up his chuff as they went out of the last corner, and Alex almost did it. If the start line had been about 20 metres further up the road, he might have just won that, but Tommy Prining wins by 30 thousandths of a second. A tremendous drive. Best of the season for Alex Quinn there in second. Richard Verschoor finished third. Fourth was Dave Wooder. While we were watching the battle for the lead of the race, down at turn 8 on the final lap, Dean McDonald pulled off a move to get 5th place and a crucial extra point as he got ahead of Simenow, who finished in 6th. McCarthy was 7th, Mavladov 8th, Scholl 9th, Timmermans came back to 10th, Armstrong recovered to finish 11th, Slavinsky was 12th, Hoffer was 13th, Renadan 14th, Van der Laan 15th, Santoso 16th, Louis Ferdinand Simenow 17th, Minang from the back of the field, Pidana Minang, who just got through to the finals after the second chance heat. The Malaysian has a great drive, comes through Pidana Minang to pick up 18th place. Daniel Luca 19th, Asman 20th, and Simmons from the repechage as well comes through to finish in 21st. Mazzafero 22nd, Garcia 23rd, Solosik 24th, Cohen 25th, Corsimo 26th, and Jordan Brown Nutley, after a trip through the gravel with that contact, 27th. Failing to finish were Carter, Hutchison, Ibanez, Wieshofer, McCarthy, that's Mike McCarthy, Heichel and Betzel, and the fastest lap went to Alex Quinn. What a fantastic race that was. So let's go on the points calculator now. Tommy Prining, right, gets maximum points just about, 34. Alex gets 33 for second place. Richard Verschoor finishes third. He gets 32. Then we had Dave Wooder in fourth place getting 31 points. Dean McDonald was in fifth place getting 30 points. And down in 10th place was Max Timmermans, who got 25 points for that one. And that means then that the situation in the table on drop scores now looks something like this. This is unofficial. This is by my maths, but it now looks like this. Thomas Prining, 212 points on drop scores, with his worst pre-final discounted and his worst final so far discounted. 212 points, 198 points for Richard Verschoor, 196 for Dean McDonald, 184 for Max Timmermans, and 181 Alex Quinn closing up on all of them. So Alex Quinn moving up. So the points that you see there on the screen, they are total points. So they are correct. They are total points, but Richard Vishaw leading on total points scored by 3 from Dean McDonald. But on the drop scores, which is what's going to count at the end of the day, is Tommy Preining with the advantage now, extending his advantage. He was the race winner of a fantastic pre-final for the juniors.